All right, so I wouldn't be surprised if some people woke up this morning or maybe even saw the forecast last night and kind of cursed the skies. I know not everyone's a big fan of this fluffy white stuff. So yeah, we figured we'd come out today. I know in the summer folks say that ice cream can make everything all right again, right? It can make any problem better. So I figure, what about snow ice cream? We'll come out here, we'll grab some of this fresh stuff, may as well make the use of it, and we'll show you how to whip some up with ingredients you probably already have at home. So this morning it was a lot more fluffy of a snow, right? Now it's a little bit more of a packing snow, isn't it? You want to show us the snowball there, Anya?
I barely touched it.
I know, you barely touch it.
So compact.
You can feel it and hear it in your footprints too, right? It's like, sounds like stepping on styrofoam. So it's not ideal. The morning stuff would have been better for snow ice cream, but we're not picky around here, are we, Anya? Nope. Someone's been visiting our site when we're not here. Do you recognize this one? They're really close together and they're pretty small. And then you can see they hop. There's the next one and the next one. All right, so the key for making snow ice cream is you want snow that's deeper. The stuff under the tarp, obviously, and under the trees is quite shallow. So if you try to scoop for anything like that, or obviously you're not going to want to take from where somebody's been walking around, but where the snow is deeper, especially where it's sitting, you can see over here, it's actually sitting on top of snow that hadn't melted away yet. That's going to be the ideal because it'll be the cleanest. Okay, so for this, we're going to need an empty bowl, right? Doesn't matter what kind, glass, metal, whatever you got. Just make it the size that you want for how much snow ice cream you want to make. And then, what's that one?
Sugar.
Sugar. Okay, that's what'll make it sweet. And then
Vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract. Not too much, right? Mm-hmm. And we also learned the hard way this year. Tighten the lid before you put it in your car, right? I mean, yeah. The car smells great, but we have had to buy more vanilla. What's that one on you?
Cream.
Cream. The heavier the better. You could do this with milk, but this is extra heavy whipping cream. And of course, for stirring, a spoon. All right, and then we'll go and get some. We'll get some fresh snow. All right. So we've got our snow, and we're just gonna kind of, like I said, it's a bit more of a packing snow today. This morning, I think it was more powdery. That was the time to go, but I was busy with boring computer work. Now we're outside where we belong, right? Mm-hmm. So the sugar is kind of difficult to specify the amount. I usually just sort of sprinkle a good amount on. You wouldn't want kids complaining it's not sweet enough, right? And then you can give that a little bit of a stir just to get it kind of settled in. And at this point too, if you did happen to notice any sticks or something, you could take those out. But to be honest, all of us could stand to eat a little more dirt. And then we've got our vanilla extract. So this one, again, I just kind of give it a swirl. So you don't need too much. It's amazing how strong vanilla extract is, which we know after spilling just a small amount in our car.
Yeah, that was strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's already changing color from that.
Yep. Yeah, you'll notice it changing color quite a bit. And you don't have to stir between your additions. I just like to. That way I know everything's been kind of mixed pretty consistently. Because sometimes if you get a spoonful of just sugar, even though it tastes sweet, the consistency, because it's not dissolved, is kind of like sand. It's not the greatest tactile experience. And then of course the cream. That's what makes it snow ice cream. Because you can just go ahead and grab some beautiful maple syrup. Friends of ours at Trillium Maple Farm have already pumped out a great supply of maple syrup so far this year. If you have some at home, if you want to go grab some Canadian made local maple syrup, that is also easy and delicious. And that's just a one-step treat, isn't it? All right. And you can kind of see the consistency there. It's not going to have the same consistency as frozen ice cream, but I would argue the flavor is superior. All right, you want to give it a shot? Let me know. Did we get the ratios right?
See.
Sometimes you got to play with it a little bit. Add more sugar if it's not too sweet.
Yeah, that's really good.
Awesome. So not too hard to do. Most people have vanilla, some sort of dairy, and almost all of us have sugar at home. So pop outside and at least make some of the day a little bit brighter, eh?